everyone, this is Patty with Get Balanced 2020, and here it is Monday, Mindful Monday. If you've not seen our videos before, what I'm just basically doing is sharing information to help you maybe get on track with getting your body, mind, and spirit in balance through actually our thought process, through our spirit, and how we actually believe and work and get through things, and then also too through nutrition and fitness. So today's a little bit late in the day. I've been really swamped. I apologize for that. But today is Mindful Monday, and what we're talking about, if you haven't seen our videos, you can go to YouTube and look under Get Balanced 2020, Patty Hall, or Facebook, or even on Instagram. Instagram's just got some little blurbs, but if you really want to get to the meat of things, go ahead and watch our videos on Facebook or our website. We have website www.getbalanced2020.com. So those are three places that you can find the videos. So let's get started. So last week we discussed bad habits. So what we do is we get a notebook and we're gonna go ahead and sort of keep track. So some of the people had gotten a notebook and they're writing the 3 steps of getting rid of a bad habit and how to replace it with a good habit. And so also, and then the 3rd step is to implement the whole process of what we're doing there. So basically today what I want to talk about 2 things, okay? So in your notebooks, if you're going to write this down, number 1, we're going to talk about what is a bad habit or a toxic thing or person in your life that could be causing you to be stuck, not move forward, not get to the point where you need to succeed for whatever that is for yourself. So that's number 1. And number 2 is how we can recognize that we're sabotaging ourselves with our bad habits, our thinking process, and go from there. So what is a bad habit? A bad habit is something that will basically be more destructive than constructive for your future in your mind, your health, how you do things in your life, your goals, your dreams, and things like that. So some people think, well, I don't have any bad habits. Well, we all got bad habits. But what the thing is, we want to nip them in the bud. And how do we do that? So what is a bad habit? People have asked me, I don't know what kind of bad habits I have. So what we look at is what is being destructive in your life. You know, it's very easy to think, well, smoking, that's for my health. That's not really good for my health, and I really probably should get rid of that. Well, or maybe somebody's drinking or into drugs. Those are things that are easy to identify because we know they're destructive. But what about that person that doesn't lift you up? What about that, there's things in our life that we have around us, our external being around us, that are not healthy. Now, those are toxic things that are not healthy around us. A lot of the time we get into materialism. We can't stop shopping. We can't stop shopping. And so that is a destructive thing if it's not in our means. You know, we buy out of needs first, then we buy out of wants. But if you're buying wants and then the needs aren't getting met, that's a bad habit. So what it is in your life, write those down today. What is a bad habit for me? So you have to sort of look at if it's a thing. And then as far as toxic, it could be a thing or a person. Most likely we look at toxic relationships, toxic people in our lives, co-workers, friends, things like that. And what is a toxic person? It's a person that always sort of talks behind your back, gossips about you, a person that's not supporting you and lifting you up for your dreams and your goals. And those kind of things, what we need to do is we need to push those things aside and those people aside because they're not allowing us to be the best person that we can be internally and externally. So all these external forces of us, we need to be a positive force. We need a growing force. We need support. So what you need to do is remove that person that's sabotaging anything that you do and replace that person with a very healthy person that's going to help you go through forward. I just already had a thought. So when I say get rid of that person, I'm like saying maybe you need to confront them and say, hey, I really need you to be supportive in what I'm doing and believing in what I'm doing. And if that's not what you can do, then that's fine. But I need to have people around me that support me and grow. It's like when you go to church, you go to fellowship to get around people that have like mind. And so when you have people with a like mind, then you can actually learn from them and grow from them. So one of my situations, my worst sabotager was not only myself, because I was actually doing it myself, but it was actually my family. And they would, when I was bodybuilding, you're never going to do it. You're going to stop, watch, you'll quit. And all that that's toxic. That's not what you need in your life. So I want you today, write those things down. I want you to identify what is being destructive in your life and what's being constructive. And who is being constructive in your life and who is being destructive. That's homework number 1. Number 2, negative nanny thoughts. Negative nanny. So what are negative nanny thoughts? Okay, homework today. Every time you have a negative thought, I need you to recognize it. Whether you want to write it down, if you want to do little tick marks on a piece of, maybe a Post-it note. How many times am I telling, you can't do that. Oh, that was stupid. Oh, I don't need to do that. I'm too fat. I can't do that. I can't wear that. Don't eliminate the can't. This is the thing. We got to get to I can, because I can do whatever I choose I want to do. My internal spirit needs that. So what you need to do, recognize the negatives. Instead of saying, I can't wear that, I'm too fat for that, or I don't look good in that, or I look ugly in that. You need to turn that around and say, you know what? I'm a grown-up adult and I can wear whatever I want. I like it, I enjoy it, and I'm going to wear it. And I'm not going to care what anybody else says. That's more of a positive, what we need to be feeding ourselves. So, homework today. I want you to recognize any of the negatives. No saying destructive things to yourself. That's a destructive thing, a negative. We need to put in place a positive. So, immediately stop yourself from saying a negative, replace it with a positive. That's your homework on the negatives today. And it's a little bit rushed. If you guys need me to talk about it a little bit more, just text me, message me in my Facebook or on my YouTube, let me know. But that's a topic. We are going to figure out what our bad habits are and what's destructive, what's constructive. We're going to get rid of the destructive, put the constructive in place, and then our negatives. We're going to stop talking about our negatives and replace them with our positive. That's your homework for today, and I hope to see you on Wednesday for Nutrition Wednesday. Patty out. Have a good night.